The girl was in the middle of changing her clothes when a boy accidentally barged in. The air around them instantly froze. The boy reached out and cut her off before she could speak, saying that since he had already seen hers, he might as well let her see his too. Right after that, he showed off his 8-pack abs. As a result, Jack was summoned to the principal's office with a fresh handprint left on his face. It turned out this was a school called Pujuan Academy. Every student there could turn their soul into a weapon by combining it with magical power. They could even unleash special abilities. People like this were known as Blade Reapers. However, Jack didn't have even a trace of magic power. Not only could he not graduate, he was even held back because of it. Lucy, on the other hand, was the princess of the kingdom, a genius who enrolled smoothly with the top score as the #1 student. At this moment, she was already seething with rage. The flames bursting from her body could turn Jack to ash at any second. Just as the fire was closing in, Jack came up with an idea in a flash and spoke up. With just that one sentence, Lucy's anger was somehow extinguished, and she even turned shy and flustered. Seeing this, the principal stopped hiding the truth. He told them that because their strengths were worlds apart, and in order for them to learn from each other, he had arranged for the two of them to share the same dorm room, which was why this awkward situation had happened. So the two decided to fight over who would have control of the dorm by holding a simulated battle. The loser would not only lose control of the dorm, but also become the winners of Obedient Servant. The simulation battle was about to begin. Jack was the first to extend his palm. A blue light burst forth from his hand, summoning his weapon, the Iron Blade. Lucy, meanwhile, pressed her palm downward. A mass of flames erupted from the ground, and she too summoned her weapon, the Wyvern Sword. She raised the sword in her hand, and slashed straight at Jack. Jack easily dodged the attack. Then came another slash, then another. Several consecutive strikes were all effortlessly deflected by him. Jack began to shift from defense to offense. He swung his blade toward Lucy. The sword technique he used was exactly the same as hers. It turned out that since childhood, through sheer effort, Jack had trained himself to instantly see through others' sword techniques, and make them his own. After several exchanges, Lucy found herself at a disadvantage. Seeing that she couldn't win with swordplay alone, she had no choice but to use her magical skill, Infernal Flame. 4 pillars of fire rose up from all directions, piercing through the roof, and transformed into a massive dragon that lunged at Jack. Jack was not about to back down. Burning his own life force, he unleashed his unique technique, Azura Slash. He darted back and forth through Lucy's relentless attacks, and when he got close, he leapt into the air. With a single strike, he shattered Lucy's remaining life points. He ultimately claimed victory in the battle, and then collapsed from complete exhaustion. Later, Lucy was the first to wake up in a hospital bed. From the principal, she learned that although Jack ranked last in magic power, his swordsmanship and physical strength were practically unmatched. Only then did Lucy realize she had underestimated him. That evening, when Lucy returned to the dorm, she planned to wake Jack, who was fast asleep, but she noticed that his back was exposed. Curious, Lucy reached out and poked it. Unexpectedly, the sensation became addictive, so she boldly spread her hand and touched him again. As a result, Jack turned over and woke up. The two of them fell into an awkward silence. Jack was the first to bring up Lucy's promise to become his servant. Lucy felt that he had ulterior motives, and refused to be his servant. Jack then mocked her, saying that he never expected a princess to break her word. That remark made Lucy so angry that she immediately agreed, saying he could do whatever he wanted. Hearing that, Jack smiled slightly, ready to issue his first order. But all he asked was for them to be good roommates together. Lucy couldn't help but blush, even her ears turning red. After thinking it over for a moment, she agreed. And so, their life of living together officially began. The next morning, the two went for a run together. After the run, Jack naturally handed his water to Lucy. Lucy said in surprise that wouldn't that be an indirect kiss? Hearing this, Jack played the same trick again, saying that if she minded, then never mind. Seeing this, Lucy hurriedly snatched the water from his hand and drank it. And this kind of life continued until one day, Jack's younger sister, Jenny, came to the school. Seeing her brother, Jenny was overjoyed, and without warning, she kissed Jack. Everyone around them was completely shocked. Lucy, meanwhile, was so angry that she directly carried Jenny away. Because of Jack, the two started fighting over him. Jenny immediately drew her weapon and tried to kill Lucy. Lucy didn't back down either and drew her sword. The two charged at each other with weapons in hand, slashing wildly. The explosions from their violent clashes damaged the buildings. As a result, both of them were punished with a week of cleaning toilets. Even during this time, the two continued to argue non-stop, until Jenny, in a fit of rage, let something slip. She then left behind a completely stunned Lucy. Lucy couldn't suppress the restlessness in her heart. After school, she brought the matter up to Jack. Jack smiled knowingly, and told her about his past, piece by piece. It turned out that Jack's family had produced many outstanding talents. Only he, because of his lack of ability, had always been isolated by his parents and relatives. At family gatherings, no one ever saved him a seat. He could only stay in his room, listening to their laughter from afar. He could no longer endure it. So on a snowy, stormy night, he ran away from home. Still young, he gradually ran out of strength in the freezing wind. At that moment, the warrior Kevin appeared before him. Kevin gave him unwavering confidence and encouragement. Those words became Jack's spiritual support, carrying him all the way to where he is today. He made up his mind that he would win the selection tournament held by the school next week. That way, he could represent the academy in battle, and prove himself to his family through sheer strength. After hearing Jack's painful past, Lucy deeply empathized with him, and decided to join hands with Jack to achieve their shared goal.